Sorry guys, the video unfortunately went off. Okay, so we continue. So that is that. Now this is not a button. Take note, it's not a button. This is the undo button. Just as I said, any activity you have done, you can just tap on undo to revert it. Okay. Now this button plus button here does the zooming in and zooming out activity. So if you are performing a particular activity but it's not so clear and you want to zoom in and do it properly, you can just tap on this plus sign and you pinch with your hand and then expand it the way you want. Now you can now use your hand to switch it to or move it to the particular position you want to do the activity, and after which you bring it back. Note that once the zoom option is selected, you can't perform any other activity on it. It is only the zooming activity that you can do. So if you want to continue your design, you need to unselect it so that it becomes available for edit. Once it is selected, you can't continue unless you unselect it. Now this is the ruler 2. So if you are dealing with your work and you want to position it properly, this is the ruler 2 to help. When you tap on this, which is the magnet button, it will guide you on how to properly position it. So it will help you position it properly. As you can see, when I'm moving it, it automatically drags it into the right places where it aligns it with other designs or other tests. Now you can use this to set their positioning. Now you can use this button to add a horizontal line. You can use this button to add a vertical line. So let's try that. Tap on this and it adds a vertical one, as you can see here. Tap on this is horizontal, so it adds a horizontal one, as you can see here. Now this button will help you set your own rulers. So if you don't want them to be 3 by 3, you want them to maybe 10 by 10, based on a particular work you want to do, you just do that there. Now let's move on. This is layers. Now any item you add to your work, it comes in a layer. So the spectacle we added, it's on a particular surface, but it is not visible. So that surface is a layer. This one is also on a layer. This one is also on a layer. And the shape tool is also on it. So we have 4 layers here. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is what we can do to the layers. You can tap on this dot button you can see here and then manually move them. Whether down, you can switch their position by holding and moving. Good. So if, let's say, where the spectacle is lying is at the surface, you want to send it behind the shape. You see, it has gone behind the shape. Now you want it to come back, hold that same dot button, then you bring it up, as you can see. Good. So we use that to switch the positions. Now you can use this button here to lock it. Once you lock it, it means it cannot be moved. So as you can see, I'm no longer being able to select the spectacle again. It's unmovable. When you unlock it, it is now possibly going to be moved. Now let's say we lock all of them, meaning we can't do anything on it. Good. Now let's continue. So this button blinds the particular item selected or the particular layer. So as you can see, the shape is being blinded and so it leaves. So if you tap on the spectacle, meaning it is going to vanish. When you release it, it comes back. It will come back. Now this button deletes it, as you can see. Then this button does a group of activities. Now once you tap on this button, let's use here the shapes on. Tap on this button. You can duplicate it by tapping here. You can treat its size by tapping here. You can move it on a relative nature by tapping here. You can rotate it by tapping here. You can send it up or down by any of these options. Similarly, when it is a text tool, these are the tools available that you can use on it, where you can edit the text by this option. You can duplicate it, you can increase the size. As you can see, these are icons I've explained, that's why I'm going over them. If you don't want to treat them here too, you can just select it here. Once you select them, then you tap on this button. So once this button comes out like that and you want it to go back, you need to re-tap on it so that it shifts inside. Good. Now once it goes, you come back to text button A. Note that if you want to edit a text and it is actually at the shape button, you can't edit the text unless you tap on the text. Even if you tap on the text and it's still on the shape button, the options here are not for selecting or working on a text. So you need to come back and select the text button before you can work on the text. Take note. Okay. So I think I'm done explaining what is inside there. Now, for instance, there are cases where you have shapes and you want to join the shapes together. For instance, let me duplicate this shape. Once you duplicate, let me change the color of this one to, let's say, red. Now, looking at these two, I want to join them together. So you go back to the layer option here. You see, then these two options, you want to join them. How do you join them? Like you want to merge them, hold them all together. So you tap on this button. As you can see, you tap on it, it gives it options. Now once the options appear, you can now select the layers you want to merge. So you tap on this one and tap on that one. So you can see these are the shapes. So what you do is to tap on this. This is the merge button. So once you tap on it, to ask you that are you sure you want to merge, then you tap on OK. Now once they are, you can see from here that the two are merged together. So now they are together as one. They are merged, as you can see. Now let me chip this in about the eraser. At this part, when you select, you see it has removed the white aspect. Good. Now you can increase the tolerance to make it more smoother. It should be treated sensibly. Okay. If you want to remove the red too, you bring it to the red and the white comes back. And you have removed the red part. So that is it. So let's reverse the whole thing. Good. Now another thing is when you tap there and you select the objects. Now let's say you don't want to merge them, but you want to perform an activity that will involve both of them. So once you select them, you tap on this button here. That one is, you are not merging, but you want to have an activity to affect them. So you tap there. And what do you do to affect them? You want to rotate both of them together. You can just tap and rotate both of them together. You can bring this option back. And you say maybe you need the same things, but you want to blind them all together. So as you can see, they have all gone. Now, for instance, the same these things, but you want to move them together. So you can just tap on the move. You can tap on the move. Then you move them all. Sorry, I blended them. Select them. You tap on the move. Tap on the move. Then you move them all together. So as you can see, though you want to treat them together, but you actually didn't merge them. Good. That's also how it works. Now you can tap on the parts that you want to probably delete. Then this is how you delete them. You just tap on delete, then they are gone. So you can use this button to push it in, but you see it can't enter completely. So if you want it to go inside completely, you need to use this button. Then it goes. Now let's move on to this button. Now this one too is another button that helps you to using an image from the gallery. Is the, you remember we saw it in the background button, this one. So that is another place you can use, you can select it from. This is the full screen, which sends the design to the full screen. Then you can tap this one to have it back. Use an image from camera, it's the same one we saw from here. Now image size is the same thing as we saw here. Yeah, you can also have that there. Now tutorial, you can watch tutorial videos on it by tapping on this option. Now recover autosave. Now sometimes along the line your design saves periodically, so these are the available autosaves, so you can choose any of them. If only maybe you made an error, you want to reverse back to a previously saved design, then you just choose any of them depending on the particular time it was saved. You can choose any of them, it recovers it to that. Now let's go to open PLP. Now these are, I'll explain that later. And you can exit through here, or use your back to exit. Now this button gives you or presents you with codes, very nice codes button here. This button switches the language to the French, either French or English. And this one talks of the content you are talking about. Which quote do you want? Is it motivation? Is it success? Is it friendship? So all these are messages that you can use to just design daily quotes for yourself. You can just tap on it and it displays. As you can see, you can work, you can have a nice design with it. Okay, let's move on to share. Now the share will help you to save and then share the design with other platforms. Then save to have two options here, where you can save as a project or you can save as an image. So if you want to save as a project means you want to save it as a template that you can also revisit and edit. You understand? Yeah, so if I save it as, let's say, HDD. Okay, so if for instance I want to re-edit it, let's say I make these changes, but I want to still have the same design and make edits on it. You tap on this one. This is how to access the project. You tap on this button and you go to open P. So we call it PIXELLAB project, PLP, PIXELLAB project files. So just tap on it and you select it from here. So you can delete it, you can share it with someone, you can tap on it, then tap on OK. Now you see it is saved, so you have it coming back again. Now when you want to save your work finally, now let's say if you make any correction in your already saved design, you can, once it is altered, when you tap on the save, it will ask you to save changes. Now the save changes means that since it was saved as a PLP file, if you tap on save changes, it means you are updating the PLP file. But if you save it as project, it means you are saving it as a new project. Then save the image means you are saving it as an image. Good. So let's say you want to save the work finally. Once you are done with your design, you want to save, you go to the option here, tap on save image. Then when you tap on the save image, you just go to save to gallery. Just go to save to gallery. Note that you can treat how the image should be saved, and so you can have it as either PNG or JPEG format. Then you can treat it here whether it should be default. Then you tap on save, or you want to make it more improved, so you can set it to high or very high or ultra format. That is, going down here the quality increases. You can select on any, you can select any of them, but as you go down, the quality of the image will increase. So let's say you want to save it as ultra, that is the highest quality, then you tap on save. Now it is saved. Once your image is saved, now you can get the image in your gallery, where you go to PIXELLAB. Okay, you go to PIXELLAB from here. So PIXELLAB from there, then you have your design all saved. Okay guys, so this brings us to the end of the tutorial. I believe it was a nice time, and I'm hoping to catch you up in the subsequent videos. Bye bye.